Hello and welcome to the meeting of the Rules and Public Policy Committee. This we don't really have a lot to talk about. I don't think Mr. Miller Novak did reach out to me to let me know that he wasn't going to be able to be here today. Did everyone receive the meeting minutes from our last two meetings, actually, the special meeting as well as the meeting before that, last month's meeting?
Yeah.
Were there any corrections to the meeting minutes?
I don't think so.
I agree. They look good to me.
Lori, did you have any corrections?
I have the October 26 minutes of public safety, and then today's agenda, and then I have the speed hump program, 3 printouts.
You know, you're right, because I
Okay.
only sent the meeting agenda and the meeting minutes to the members, but I can forward that to you right now if you give me just a minute.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I saw 3 pop up at like 6 o'clock, and I said, I better go print these off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I apologize. I don't send it to everybody because we get so many emails that are just not relevant that I try not to be a part of the problem.
And I appreciate that.
My computer seems to have a lag right now because it looks even like it's slow, even to me. So I apologize for that also. Let's see. I will forward these. Okay, those should be coming in your inbox any second now. Okay, so the next thing on our agenda is legislation. There's no pending legislation that I'm aware of that's been referred to this committee. Ms. Hartman, Ms. Zorb, are you aware of anything?
Tell me
no.
which committee this is again. I'm sorry.
Just, are you aware of any legislation that's been referred to this committee?
What I'm asking you, I forget which one we're in.
Oh,
Public
rules and
safety or
public
rules?
policy.
No, sorry. Then no.
Okay. And I apologize if it looks like I'm kind of not looking at you guys. I do take notes while I'm in the meeting.
I'm sorry, which meeting is this? Is this rules and public policy? Okay.
Did you get the agenda and the minutes?
Yeah, I'll leave it on, try to leave it on my screen and go back and forth. Okay, thank you.
The next thing I wanted to talk to you all about was the charter. I think that there are some sections in the charter that we need to address. I know that we can create a charter committee to do that. I just want to know how you all feel about that. I know that Matt Miller Novak did that last year, so obviously he would have a roadmap with regard to how to do that. And he was actually a part of the committee, so I would imagine that if I wanted to be a part of that committee, I could do that as well. I just wanted to know, like, if I'm the only one that feels like there's some things that we need to address with regard to our charter.
You are not the only one, and I'm looking for my charter right now. I don't know where I filed it. But there's a time frame, and I think it's like the first week of December if we want to start a charter review committee. Do Did you look that up by any chance before we started this?
I did not.
Where did I? Give me 1 second. That was my rules of council. Do you have your copy of the charter handy?
I do. I think. I do. I just
thought
have,
I had it right here.
I was doing a lot of stuff around here. Hold on.
I know. This is what happens when I clean. I file and then get filed poorly. There.
I normally have it right here for our meeting and I didn't,
I
just
found
didn't
it.
grab it.
But there's a
Uh,
section about the charter review committee. I think it's towards the back.
I apologize in advance for my dog. He's been obnoxious all day.
Because he's missing Thanksgiving too.
Is it page 19, 1406?
Yeah, it's 1406, yep. The
Page
Charter Review Commission shall be created not less than once each 5 years, on or before December 1st.
1406. Oh, okay, got it.
What section is it, Beth?
14.06.
Oh, okay. That's page 20 of mine.
Okay, I don't have page numbers.
Okay. On or before December 1st.
First.
So we're there.
Okay. So in order to create the commission, let's see.
Actually,
Is it too late to create one?
It has to have 7 members. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Don't do that.
we did. Unless you want to call a special meeting. We missed it.
Have another special meeting.
I know. And that just stink out loud. Yeah,
I
December
said I
1st
don't
is
want to. I didn't say I wouldn't though. I don't want to, but what I also don't want is to live another year with not having. Okay, well let me just kind of brainstorm with you guys why I'd like to have.
Well, let me even back you up a little bit further. You're saying another year. So even if the Charter Review Commission comes up with ideas that council agrees to, it still wouldn't go on the ballot until November. So it's still going to be a year.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about pushing it out like another couple
Government
of years.
moves slow. Government moves slow.
So here's my thing, right? And I know you guys just love it, love when I start harping about something, because I'm just so polite and kind about that kind of thing. But one of the things that I have been talking about like over and over and over again is this business with the law director. And it just keeps dragging on and on and on. So, and I think that the reason that it keeps dragging on and on and on, maybe, is because even though the law director is supposed to give city council members advice, we don't really have any say-so over who the law director is. And in order for us to have some say-so over who the law director is, perhaps we should change the charter so that we have some say-so. Don't understand how it is that we're kind of boxed into this place, and the law director is supposed to give us advice. And I've asked for this. I've been asking over and over again. I don't know what else I can do. It's just like I'm being ignored. So I need some feedback from you guys. Loree, what do you think?
I'm not sure yet. I'm actually reading the thing. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So we have a law director, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Hang on, we pay a law director.
we have one.
Okay.
He doesn't come to meetings except, when I start calling him out about not coming to meetings, and then he'll show up at a meeting or two until I stop, and then he stops coming again. And I even suggested that we, put something in writing about it, that we figure out how to pay him more, or how, what can we put the agreement in writing? And we've kind of been going round and round and round about it. But at the end of the day, the charter says that the law director serves at the pleasure of the mayor. And we have no say-so over, we don't have a say-so over whether he is the law director or not. So I feel like, even though he gives us advice, so I feel like maybe if we had some say-so, then maybe there would be some movement. That's what I feel like, because I don't know what else to do. I think I've tried to be diplomatic and nice. Ms. Orb, don't you think I've tried to be diplomatic and nice?
Way more than I have. Yeah.
I don't want to pay him more. Definitely not in the boat we're in.
No. We're not, honestly, we're not voting about that. It was like,
I know.
I was just, like a couple of months ago, I was like, what can I do to get some things moving along? And I was like, you know what? How about I volunteer to become the chair of the Rules and Public Policy Committee? And then, I'll just move some things right along. So this was one of those things. And it's just, we're paying him something and we're getting nothing, I think. Or if we are getting something, I'm not really sure what it is. I need to, I think it's a good idea to have a law director, but I think that we need, some participation.
Right, but he wants more money to be at every meeting, and do you think we could figure out a way to have him at least at one meeting a month without going up so much?
What was the other gentleman's name? Was his name Splitter or Spitter? The other lawyer?
Scott
Ritter?
Ritter. Scott
Ritter.
Ritter. Ritter. Is the prosecutor.
Is he able to take on more responsibility? Or is he maxed out?
He has a real job.
That term. You know what he does?
Like
he works for some kind of government agency, so I don't know that he would be able to do it. And
he sounded very dependable from our special meeting we had. Ritter, I'll write Ritter. Okay, Ritter, okay.
Remember, we don't have any control over who the law director is. That the
Right.
law director serves at the pleasure of the mayor.
Right.
Which is why I want to start the charter review.
But we do control the pay.
Right.
Do
we know what,
except for his extra charges, we have zero control over that. Zero input and zero control over his additional fees that he tends to charge the city.
Is this something that we will have to vote on in the near future?
I'm going to push it that way. Yes, I think we need to do something about it.
did
And
I keep one of those?
what'd you say?
My opinion is this, I can't agree to, pay someone extra who's not doing their job completely. So that's just how I feel about it.
I gotcha.
Because you can't pay somebody extra and then guarantee that they're gonna do their job.
No, because they're going to get the money before they are being held accountable.
Yeah, it's like spinning wheels.
Okay. Well, other than that, I mean, other than, we're probably too late to start a charter review for this year. But what I will say, we can start one next year and have the 6 months like right in the middle of the year to review this. But in the meantime, we're still paying for something that we're not getting. So maybe the solution is to not give him a salary and then have him just send a bill for the work that he does.
Yeah. Is there any way to find out what he gets from other cities that and is he at their meetings all the time or not?
He does
Do we get
attend their
nosy
meetings.
like that?
Yes, he does
Huh?
attend their meetings. He works for the city of
Okay.
Harrison and he does attend their meetings. He also works for several school boards and he attends their meetings as well.
Okay.
I don't think he attends City of North College Hills meetings.
I thought he did, but I guess we can ask Matt.
So again, North College Hill doesn't hold him accountable whether they're the school district or the city.
Right. Well, let's keep those ideas down and, keep for the next time we can change the charter or do things with it. Don't lose the ideas.
Erica, just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So November, I know the rest of this week is pretty much a bust with the holiday. But something that could be tossed around is next Monday, the 30th, is the 5th Monday.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a free Monday if you wanted to throw a 5-minute special meeting together and set up a charter review commission, you would meet the deadline. Because November 30th is before December 1st.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And
just to put a little bee in your bonnet.
Okay. And I guess we would need a resolution and we would need to suspend the readings and pass the resolution. Is that how we do it?
Hang on, let me read. It doesn't really say that it has to be done by resolution in the charter. I wonder if so I know there's been a charter review commission, I want to say the past 2 years. We could look at meetings right about that time and see what they did to start them the last 2 times. Look for a little history.
Okay, so to do a special meeting, because I already know how to do that, I just did that. I need 3 council members, the signature of 3 council members. I have that here. Would the 3 of you agree to have a special meeting on next week on Monday?
I would agree to
Okay.
that.
Yes.
Okay, well, that sounds like a plan. All right,
That's the 28th, right? No, shit.
No,
Sorry.
30th.
Pardon me.
the 30th.
I'm looking at December. 30th, yes.
And then
Okay,
we're going to discuss setting up a charter committee at the meeting.
right,
Yeah.
just to
Okay.
discuss setting up a charter review commission, and maybe we could take this week, not that, because since we're not allowed to be around family or go out after 10, we could take this week to, and I read the health advisory. I guess they don't really want us to go outside at all, but it's not enforceable. We just should are encouraged not to go outside.
You need that vitamin D if you can get it.
I'm sorry.
But you need the vitamin D if you can get it.
I think some people are secretly having company. I don't know who that could be, but there's probably people that are secretly having company this weekend.
Well, I mean, my kids are coming. I don't know. And I don't have 8 children, but I would imagine, I don't know. I mean, is there going to be somebody who's going to walk up and down the street to knock on people's doors to see if there's 8 people at their house? I mean, seriously? Is that what we're about right now? I don't know.
Socialism.
The Turkey Day police.
It's already strange. I just, and I believe, and I think it's really easy to say wear a mask. Just all this extra stuff is wearing on me. I'm just.
Did you see the crowds at the airport on the news? I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like there's not a pandemic going on at all.
Right. Exactly. And you watch one channel and you see doctors crying like we're so overworked, and you watch another channel and it's like nothing is happening at all.
I don't watch the news.
Good for you.
It is depressing.
I do other research. Oh, all right.
Okay.
So we're going to do a meeting on the 30th.
I think that I am going to try to have a special meeting on the 30th. Do you guys have a scanner, or do I need to come and have you sign this thing in a socially distant way and do it that way?
I don't have any way. I would have to sign it in person, unfortunately, for me, which
That's okay.
I'm not afraid to do.
It's fine. I'll call you because I have to go to, don't rat me out, but I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow to get some things to cook. So.
Hey, I was at the hospital again today, so what's the,
I would need that personal signature part myself.
Okay.
I could meet you at the city center if you want to sign it up there. Let me know.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll get it figured.
And then we can get it all posted and everything.
I'll get it all.
Tomorrow I'll be at work and I will have access to a scanner. Does that save you a trip?
I mean, North College Hill is a whopping 1.8 square miles. So from anybody's house to anybody's house is less than 10 minutes. Easy. So
okay.
it's,
Okay.
as long as you're not afraid. And, you know, I can show up in plastic gloves and a face mask and a face shield. I got all that stuff.
Good luck at the grocery store. It's packed.
Oh, yeah, well,
Kroger and Meyer.
I thought I would probably go first thing in the morning. I'm not going to go at night.
That's a better idea.
Yeah, I got most of my stuff. There's just a few little items that I don't have. Okay. Let's see through you mission. Let's see if that puts like the fire. I don't know. We'll see.
Basement. You're looking in the basement.
Yeah, we'll create a charter review commission and see what we can do from there. Okay. Is there anything else in the charter that just kind of jumps out at anybody else while we're talking about that?
You mean to discuss in the Charter Review Commission or to establish the Charter Review Commission?
To discuss in the charter review commission. I just want to just kind of make some notes.
Well, like I think it was Lori said, you have to have 7 members. The mayor shall serve as a member of the commission by virtue of his or her office. The council shall select one of its own to the commission. The mayor
Okay.
shall appoint 2 resident electors. And then the council shall elect 3 residents.
Do you guys have any ideas about who you want?
Hang on, let me read the next line to you. The director of law shall meet with the commission in an advisory capacity.
Yeah, okay.
How ironic is that?
Yeah. I'm gonna hold my breath for that.
Yeah.
Well, how about we just take a look at it over the course of the next week and see if there's anything else that just kind of jumps out. I think that there was something else that happened that was confusing that we probably need to address, and that's like emergency legislation, like whether or not it needs 5 votes to pass or not, or if it doesn't get 5 votes, what happens? Do you remember that?
Hey, Lori, do you mind?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
So that was another section that I can think of that causes us some confusion that we probably could fix.
Yeah, it just needs to be clearly stated.
Yeah,
That whole not less than crap, just say,
right. Just it needs to just be in plain language as opposed to legalese.
actually, if the commission does, the commission does happen, there was, prior to the last commission, so 2 commissions ago, there was a extremely lengthy, thorough review of the entire charter that I think should be submitted to look at.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The thing that prohibited council from going forward at that point was, again, there was a non-definitive answer about what needed to be printed and sent to the electors, the residents, and what didn't. And we couldn't get a definitive answer in time from the law director. And so it fell down. And that's why that one fell down, just so you know. There was a lot of back and forth that year, a lot.
Okay. There can also be just, I don't know, just there are some other sections that I
Those
Anyway.
gears are a churning.
yes, I am going to go through and make notes, and then I want to go and look at the notes that the other that were made before that nobody said anything about. I'll find those and look at those too. I think that this is something that needs to happen. So, oh, look, there's a stack of papers right there in your hand.
Yeah.
I think
I have the presentation from the last time.
that would be helpful. I think I just, you know, I've tried. I don't know what else to do except approach this from a different way. We'll approach it this way and see what happens. Okay, so, all right.
That was in 2016, by the way, if that helps you.
Good. Did you finish your homework?
2016 to review, and she will. Also meeting November 30th. Okay. Council rules. I don't know what you guys think about the council rules. I haven't really looked at those, but I don't think it's a good idea to amend them one at a time on the floor like Mr. O'Shea did. But what do you guys think about the council rules?
So again, I'm using history, and I know sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes it is. But historically, council rules used to be about 5 pages, and now it's like 30 pages. So I don't know if we want to look at the old 5-page version. I don't know.
We can start with that one.
It's only it's only 19 pages, Ms.
Oh,
Summer,
forgive me. Forgive me.
as opposed to 5.
Yeah. Well, maybe I even over exaggerated that. Maybe it used to only be 3. I'm using my memory, right?
Well, you know, there's a lot in here, you know, because gosh, we've got to know how, in fact, to make a motion to take a recess. That's important to explain, right?
That could be handy.
Yeah.
It seems very long, but it probably got expanded out over the years as new questions or problems came up.
Yeah, like personal privilege and character attacks. I'm sorry, this is not funny, but dissents and protests. I'm sorry, this is not funny. It is not. Any member shall have the right to express dissent. Do we need to put that in writing? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of that's kind of tongue in cheek. Okay, so Yeah, I just wanted to know what you guys thought about the council rules, and other than Ms. Zorb thinking they're way too long.
No, I did not say that. You may have interpreted that from my comments, but I did not say it. And can I also point out that when do council rules expire? Do they expire every year, or do they only expire after an election year? Does it say
Interestingly
on
enough,
there?
I didn't see that in the council rules. Maybe we need to make a rule about that.
It might be right at the front. No?
Mine says they were just revised 2 months ago.
Yeah, there was a section right before Mr. O'Shea. Mr. O'Shea was working on a lot of the council rules,
Okay.
and some of the ideas that we came up in committee, he wanted to kind of what's the word I want? He just wanted to kind of close the book on the stuff that he was working on. So we made some changes on the council floor, not necessarily a review of the entire council rules, but there were some things that we did want to change real quick. So that's why the version you're looking at says some things were amended.
At being at some of the previous meetings as a citizen, he seemed like he was like well versed on the rules, maybe more so than others, and they meant a lot to him. That's what
I
I
would a
noted.
million% agree with that.
Okay.
Yes, he knew the charter and he knew council rules, and he could cite that to us and keep us in line, and he did, and I appreciate that.
Need somebody like that, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
On page 4, I had a question. Did you ever, 2.5, page 4, did you ever have to remove any disruptive people from council in the past?
I will tell you that we had a couple council meetings that we asked police officers to attend.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no, because we tried to preempt that situation.
Okay, I see, I understand. Good idea, okay.
And I should say, not during my terms. I have no idea before me.
So before we do a committee of the whole, because I so love having committee of the whole meetings, it's such the joy of my life. I thought maybe we could just take a look at them for this committee, and then just maybe figure out if there's something we need to change or not. I mean, because we don't need to change anything or add anything. Maybe we can leave them alone. There are a couple of things that seem to be out of order to me, but other than that, I mean, nothing's really creating a bug in my bonnet like the charter does. Is that okay with everybody?
It's okay with me, but you did just strike a chord in my head that said, you may, before you put this special meeting together, you might want to confer with Ms. Bailey, because I bet she's wanting to put together a special meeting to look at the budget before the end of the year. I'll speculate.
To look a special meeting to look at what?
The new budget that the revised budget that Ms. Hall just sent us.
I didn't get it.
Huh?
I didn't get it.
Yes, you did. It was about a week or two ago.
Oh, Oh, I thought she was supposed to look at it and revise it again, but okay.
Oh, again?
That's what I thought. I mean, wasn't there, I mean, that's not really related to this, but sort of, I don't know. Wasn't there, like $400,000 or something in CARES Act money, something. No. Okay. Well, okay. You know, maybe there does need to be a special meeting about that. I will confer with Miss Bailey.
I think, Ms. DeWald, I thought they did send a new budget. I would have to check my email. After we had that meeting of the whole, when Ms. Hall said she was gonna work on a few things. It was regarding, I think, what was it, the police department had a negative 100,000. So I thought she adjusted that, and then we got another email from Ms. DeWald. I could be wrong, but I thought we got a new update of the budget.
I'll take a look for it. I'll definitely take a look at it. And certainly if she wants to have a special meeting as well, then there's no need to have two special meetings. We could just have one.
Erica, look on about November 14th-ish.
Okay.
I think she sent one version on November 11th and then another version on November the 14th, like a printable version. A version on November 11th was Excel, and it had formulas in it, and the formulas didn't carry over when we tried to print it.
Okay.
So she sent a PDF on November 14th.
Okay. I will take a look at that. Okay. Are the budgets and how we approach the budgets, is that in the rule or the charter? Or neither place?
I don't know that it's defined approach.
Like, define approach. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know that the approach is.
I mean, does the charter or the rules address how we, like, when we should have the budget done or anything like that?
There's no, I want to say Ohio Revised Code, maybe. Somewhere there's a glorified law that says we have to have a budget by 1/1 of every year. We have to have a workable budget before the year starts.
Okay.
Now, whether that's a temporary budget, like for the first quarter, or whether it is a full budget for the whole year, we can go either way with that. But I believe we have to have a working budget approved and presented to, I want to say, the state, and I could be wrong, but I want to say it has to be presented to the state by 1/1.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll review the rules. I'll ask everybody to just take a quick cursory glance at the rules. I'm giving you guys homework. Another one of the rules that Mr. O'Shea and I had been discussing was that the committees only meet once a month. And, in that once a month meeting, we really, it's very difficult to get things done and to get things accomplished. Now, what I will also say is North College Hill City Council is a labor of love. We're obviously not on city council because we're trying to make money, because we're not. This is not the way to do it, for sure. And I don't want to impose. However, I do want to accomplish some things. I think that we spent a lot of time kind of spinning our wheels and going in circles this year. I don't think it was really our fault a lot of the time, but I would like to maybe see if we can't add more meetings, to see if we can't get things done. I know it's an imposition, but I don't know if meeting once a month for the committees is enough to really get things done. That's my 2 cents. Does anybody else vigorously object? I'm not hearing any yelling at me, so that's good, right?
I don't object in theory. And at the risk of sounding like a royal pain,
You won't. I mean, I get it, because
no,
even
here, hang on. I'm not sure you know where I'm going with this, so let me
I
finish.
probably don't. Okay, yeah,
I'm going to say that adding more meetings and being more effective, I think is based on the chair. And if you can have a million meetings, but if you don't have an effective chairperson, then you're still not going anywhere and you're still not advancing.
that is absolutely accurate. And I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, and that's why I'm trying not to,
Yeah.
I'm dancing.
Yeah, I
So,
know. I agree with you. And one of the things that Mr. O'Shea and I were talking about actually, was to put some more defined guidelines about what the responsibility of the committee chairs are in our rules. That way, we can say, Erica, you didn't send out the meeting agenda and the committee meetings, the minutes to your meetings within 30 days of having the meeting, like you're supposed to. We're going to ask you to step down as chair. I don't know. It's just a thought. I do think that there needs to be some guidelines, because right now we don't have it.
yeah, it's willy-nilly, and that's never good.
No.
Partially because we have such a high turnover, so again, nothing gets transferred, so
Right.
stuff gets lost in the shuffle, and you get a new chair because you get a new council person, and then some of that focus gets lost. It's excellent that you had that relationship with Mr. O'Shea and you could kind of carry on some of what was going on. But then
Right.
there's other situations where that doesn't occur.
Right. I think that even if we don't have the same, I'm going to call it philosophical beliefs, we can still get along and get things done, because we're all here because we want North College Hill to be better, right?
I
Regardless
wouldn't be
of,
doing this if I didn't.
right. I'm telling you, this is absolutely a labor of love. It is. We are not, this is not anything. And I know that everybody, for everybody, it's a labor of love, because there are, it's a lot of time that we're talking about, and energy, and meetings, and reviewing documents, and so I understand that. I just so yeah. So that being said, I thought it was important that Mr. O'Shea and I work on some things together, and I didn't realize he was house shopping. So that was one of the things that we had talked about addressing in writing. That way it doesn't look like, because I don't want to seem like I'm picking on any one person when I'm not. I'm just, and I'm not perfect, but I do think we need to start doing things in a uniform way, so that we can get things done, so that, because otherwise things don't happen and things don't get done. So, okay, so I'm gonna put that there.
Speaking of which, did we approve your minutes?
No, but I don't think that we have to, at least,
Well, we just have to agree that,
yeah, yeah, that they didn't need to be corrected, and you guys said that they looked okay, so.
all right,
We can also add that to the rules.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, there needs to be a process, because you're not allowed to take a vote
Right,
in a committee meeting, but there has to be a way to agree
right,
that
the
we
rules are okay,
approve
or
the minutes, right? So, I
the
mean,
minutes
you're
are
in
okay,
that catch-22 kind of
right,
situation.
because what if I had
Why
just,
is it white? I
could've-
colored it and then it turned white.
I think that's Beth's son.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, I think that there needs to be some kind of something about, how detailed they need to be. I know that there's like sunshine laws and blah, 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 but within our council rules, we also need to be able to figure out what happened in the committee meeting without going to watch the movie. I think that,
1,000,000% agree.
so I don't write down every little thing that everybody says, but I think that, or at least I hope that you can know what we talked about by reading my minutes.
I think you have to be able to follow the thought process
Right.
at how we came to the conclusion we came to. And it can't just say this was discussed, because that's just too vague for me. That's my opinion.
Okay, sorry, it makes noise.
Can I point out that we've got 6 minutes left?
Yes, I am aware of that. Okay, so there's that council rule. So is there any old business?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if it's new or old, but I have something.
Okay,
I'd like to discuss the veto that we received, but we only received it in email. I did not receive a written
the
or
signed,
signed copy.
I didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to receive the signed copy because we only have a certain amount of time to respond to that, right?
We don't. The mayor had 10 days to get something to us. We
Yeah,
can
but
only
we
can
can
only look at
override
it
the veto,
after
right?
after 10 days
Right,
at our next meeting.
right. So we can override the veto at our next meeting after we receive it, right?
Yes,
Okay, so
but we
There-
haven't received it.
do
Kind
we
of.
need to, okay, so that's new business. All right. Here.
Did she do that because she has someone she wants to put in that position? Is that why she did that?
I have no idea.
Because I remember her talking about, I remember her at a council meeting bringing up, well, because it's about the Rex position, right?
Right.
Rather it being volunteer or a paid position. And she said something at a council meeting that she has somebody to fill that position. But I think right now it doesn't need to be a position. And I think a lot of us feel that way. But besides, dude, take that somewhere else. Anyway, I think that's why she vetoed it, because she has someone in mind to fill that spot.
That could be.
Okay, so do we need to ask for that? Because there might be a document that's kind of sitting somewhere and we need to have it so we can address it.
I can tell you though, I looked in my mailbox and there was nothing in our mailbox.
So again, I would go back to the rules and the charter. Is there something in the rules or the charter that says that once legislation has been vetoed, a copy of it needs to be served on council within X number of days?
To the clerk. Yes.
Okay. Is it in the charter or the rules?
That's charter, that's law.
Okay. information needs to be served on the clerk. Okay.
Page 14, but my pages are off. It's section 9.10.
9.10
Uh-huh.
versus issue.
Mayor's veto.
Ah, here it is.
When the mayor disapproved of an ordinance or resolution or any part thereof and returns it with his or her objections, council may, after 10 days, reconsider it. Just
Is
says
there some-
returns it, so she should have returned the legislation with her objection,
Okay.
with her veto.
Have been with her objections.
And I guess it could be implied that if it was presented to her by the clerk, she would return it to the clerk. Is
Well,
that,
see,
is that safe? It's not,
Well-
it's not written.
well, and therein lies the problem, right? It's not written. There's nobody we can ask. So we're left to just kind of come up with our own thing. And of course, if we come up with one thing and administration comes up with something different, and then, you know, who does the law director work for? I mean, so I don't know. So now I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm sorry. So, okay. I will maybe ask one of my friends who practices in this area of the law what they think. And it's under new business, and I'll figure that out. And I don't really know how to communicate with you guys about this, because we're not supposed to really be communicating without it being public record. I don't know how, but that's my point. We need to be able to talk to each other even beyond the meeting so that we can get things done. So,
So here's what I would say to you. If you find out some revelation from a peer, you are perfectly permitted to send that information to us. What cannot happen is we cannot reply back to that. We can't discuss it. We can read it. We cannot discuss it. At least that's my interpretation of the sunshine laws in the open meeting.
it is 7:30, so it's probably time for us to start our next meeting. Does anybody have an objection to adjourning this meeting and starting the public safety meeting?
I have a question.
Sure.
The information that you send to us, do you send it to all of the committee or all of council?
I would send it to all of council, and then in big bold letters with asterisks around it, do not reply.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm gonna ask one of my peers to try to get some guidance on this, because I'm kind of deflated about it. Is what it is. I'm not beating the
It's an
dead
ongoing topic.
Yeah,
That,
the
that
horse
is just disgusting.
Yeah. The horse is dead. It's dead. I'm tired of beating it. There's flies like flying around it at this point.
We should use the dead horse as the speed humps.
There we go. That's what we're talking about in the next meeting.
Segue. Da-da-da-da. So no, I don't object to adjourning this meeting.
Okay. So let's
No
go
objection.
ahead. Okay. And we don't redo the graphic. We just kind of go into the next meeting. Is that right? Is Ryan still there?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I'm also the chair of the Public Safety Committee, and I believe all of the members are present. It's just us. And I also sent minutes for the Public Safety Committee. There should be 2 sets of minutes, one from the special meeting and one from the October meeting. Did everyone get that?
I got it and I read it and I'm good with it.
Is everybody else
Yes,
good?
and I'm good. Yep.
Lori?
I have the minutes of the October 26th meeting.
Do you not have the minutes from the special meeting?
They're in
I
the
must
same-
have forgot to print it. I bet I have it, but I forgot to print it. I must have missed it in my email.
It's attached to the same email.
Okay, let me just look it up.
Yeah, there
Thank
should
you.
be three documents attached to that email. There should be the agenda for tonight's meeting, the minutes from the meeting on November 18th, and the minutes from the meeting on October 26th. You're muted. I can't.
November 18th, I'll just pull it up.
I'm just gonna give Lori a moment to kind of look at that. Or you know what, Lori, if you see something on there that jumps out at you, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing we really had on this meeting agenda, we were supposed to talk about was the speed hump program from the last meeting. I'm hearing an echo of myself.
Let me make sure I'm muted.
So the other thing that I did put on this agenda really briefly, because I am going to refer it to the council floor, was at our last special meeting, Miss Bailey mentioned that she thinks that we should use CARES Act monies to buy Surface Pro computers for council members. I personally think that's a horrible idea, but I want to know what you all think.
Actually, I think it's a wonderful idea. So I'd like to know why you think it's a horrible idea.
Okay, okay, talk to me about it. I don't know why we need computers.
So I think there's multiple issues. First of all, because we are home, I think it kind of evens the playing field for everyone to have a piece of working equipment. It
Okay.
gives us, and if we go with a Surface, it would give us I believe, I wouldn't swear to it, but I believe it comes with the Microsoft Office suite. So that would give us our Word and Excel. I think it could potentially save a lot of physical paper. And I know right now we are, I'm using air quotes, the council copier is under the weather for a second time. It got repaired and
He bought us a new one.
really,
Yes.
okay. All right. Do we know how
Someone
much
who
that was?
purchased a new printer?
See, it's a new copier, and it was purchased by Mr. Mosby.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Do we know how much that was or anything? Like, what
Nope.
do we know?
We know nothing. We know that
Yeah.
one was purchased.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Well, I am.
it was an
so going to
emergency
censor myself.
purchase?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
You are smart. Look at you. You're like a Cheshire cat. How's that canary taste? Because you are the cat eating the canary right now. Holy moly.
Sorry, if we didn't laugh, we would just cry. We would cry, we would cry.
I'm close to crying.
I'm also told that a TV has been purchased as well. So
When we get a printer, a new printer, do we buy a warranty with it, or we just kind of wing it?
no idea.
Oh, okay. At my job, I don't know if we're coming out cheaper, but we just decided to pay by the printout, where everything's included except paper, everything, maintenance copies, but we buy the paper. So there's probably different ways to own a printer.
Do we own it or did we lease it?
No idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different ways for businesses to own and maintain printers.
Should we
Yeah, we pay by the
new
copy.
business? Sorry, Lori, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's going on now.
Okay, so we kind of went down a rabbit hole there. I apologize. I couldn't resist. So I do see that I can see the good from purchasing the Surface Pro computers. However, I don't even know that we were even told how much CARES Act money the city received, what it can be used for, or anything like that. I'm not even sure that that ever even occurred. I think I heard it from the same person who was complaining about something else that was not related to that. So I don't even know.
I have a question. Can we apply for more CARES money, or is there a ceiling to that? Do you know that?
I think that there is more money out there to be had. I know that there's more money out there to be had. However, because we don't communicate very well about those kinds of things. So I don't really know what we've done and what more we can do. I think we should.
All right, refresh my memory. Is the CARES Act money, is that from a local or federal government level?
Federal.
Okay. I'm not a fan of taking federal money. Do we have to pay it back?
No,
but we do have to, say where the,
It all went.
yes, I'm going to apologize again. Because not only now do I have a dog and a son who's home from college, we also have a cat and hidden, as it were. And I don't think my dog understands what that is all about. So, yeah,
do I hear quarantining in your future between a dog and a cat?
There's definitely there are some things happening here. So I apologize. One day we'll all get back to normal, and this will all be happening.
Cats and dogs living in the same house. Oh my gosh.
And we will be in council chambers. Oh, that's right. I should have called Beth to say, how do I do this? Because this has been like an event. I mean, it has been an event. I mean, because he's like, the cat doesn't realize that the dog wants to play, and he's chasing her because he wants to play with her. But he's like this big and she's this big. So him.
Yep.
Sorry. And
he'll eventually think he's a dog, so it'll work out.
So Eric, I don't think I heard, and I'm sorry for circling back around. I don't think I heard why you are opposed to the
Okay,
surface?
I'm looking in the morning.
I just, it just seemed at the time, I don't want to seem like we're using this CARES Act money as some kind of windfall to buy something that we don't really need. However, you are correct. We do need to make sure that we can all create the same kinds of documents in the same format, in the same way. That has been something that is very important to me so that we can keep track of what we do as a city, because we do have so much turnover on council. And we did have that specific issue, like there was a document created that none of us had access to. And you're absolutely right, with a Surface Pro, it would come with the Microsoft Office suite, as well as, where we could create the documents with the PDF. So just to,
I would say as long as, because certainly our budget can't afford a copier. I mean, a Surface computers for all of us. But see, how'd you like that one? But I would say as long as we can guarantee that we can find additional care, not the CARES money that we already have
okay,
a
I see what you're
plan
saying.
for, but if we can garner new CARES money to cover this, then I would be in favor of it. I don't want to take money away from something that we already had it approved or plan. Like in my mind, I think we had to put something together, like a plan together to say, we want CARES money to cover this.
That makes
Right.
sense. Right,
I don't even know if that's true. That's what I think had to happen.
right, because there's no communication.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if that's the case, if we can put another plan together that says this is what we would like to do with additional CARES money, then I would be in favor of this. I would not
Okay.
be in favor of taking it from something else.
Okay, you know what? I can agree with that. I absolutely can agree with that. And I agree with you that it would definitely put us all on equal footing. And then we could all have that beautiful sky in the background instead of the boxes in my craft room.
Well, and I mean, it's not, it wouldn't be Mary Jo's Surface. It would be
Right,
the
it's
city's
the city
Surface.
surface.
And
So
when Mary Jo is out of office, the next person gets it.
it goes to the next person, right? So
Yeah.
I now that sounds reasonable to me. I don't know that I understood the where to's and the wherefores when it was suggested before. So that's why I was kind of like, but that sounds like a good
Well,
idea to me.
and really, I'm just I'm brainstorming right now through this. It was just, those are the ideas that I had. So if nobody else wants to do it that way, then please put forth.
What is the Surface computer? Who's it made by, and what are the advantages? I know you mentioned Word.
It's a Microsoft product.
It's a Microsoft product. It's actually owned by Microsoft. So it comes with the Microsoft Office suite.
It's basically a
included with it.
tablet, right? Would you
It's
say it's kind of tabletish that you can buy a keyboard? I think you can get a keyboard.
It comes with a keyboard.
Oh, it does? Okay,
Yes.
see, I don't even know that.
So it's a very nice, it's a very nice tablet, but it's also a computer. I know that there are several government agencies who use those because of their mobility, their ability to kind of link back with the servers. It's easy to get documents from one place to another using that particular
Throw
system.
that away.
And maybe when we do this, we establish some criteria, some use criteria to say, it shouldn't be used for.
It's only council.
Only
Frisbee.
for city council business.
Yeah, and it
Right.
shouldn't be used as a Frisbee or, anything like that. Come on, that was a joke.
Better joke would have been, we shouldn't be doing TikTok videos on our Microsoft Surface, right?
Yeah. It might have a better camera than some of our own personal
Oh, yeah,
devices.
there we go. Yeah.
A lot of our city workers like making TikTok videos.
Yes, that is correct.
Huh?
I'm sorry?
Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, there's
Yeah.
some city workers that like to make TikTok videos. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. You should download TikTok. That's all I'll say.
I only know because my daughter has it.
I have it because the last time I was forced to stay in the house, I'm an empty nester. So what else was I going to do? I downloaded TikTok, and it's very interesting and entertaining. And you're like, hey, I know that person.
Yeah. Or you're like, oh, so that's what you're really doing besides what you should be doing.
Right. And did you make that while you were at work, or what's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
I recognize that building in the background. Okay. All right. Okay. So the speed hump program, did everybody have an opportunity to take a look at that document that I forwarded to you all?
Yeah, it's a pain.
So I did read it more carefully, and it looks like there is it doesn't have to, we can have a program that I want you guys to look specifically at page 4. Page 4 has pictures of the different kinds of speed bumps. I think that
Right.
I think a speed bump is the one that everybody had the objection to because it could cause damage to vehicles, right?
Right.
And I think that the circular speed hump, those are the kind that they have over on Bobolink, right around the corner in College Hill. So, and you actually, that shouldn't cause any damage to any city vehicle, I don't think. You can safely go over those. You can go over them at 25 miles an hour, but you know, that's probably the fastest you can go. 30 miles an hour, your car is gonna go up in the air a little bit. And the flat top speed hump, same thing. I think it just serves to slow people down. So I would agree that speed bumps would be intrusive, but circular speed humps and flat top speed humps, I think would be okay, and they wouldn't cause damage to the police vehicles and the fire trucks the way that they were describing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the ones that have the wider base are, I think, the better.
I agree.
I got down the speed hump. I think the street is called Terrace. It runs into Clifton every day, back street near UDF, and those are not so bad. And they are, the one that I ride over is almost the full length of the double street. And I ride by that every time I go to work, and it's not a problem. Well, my question is, were there certain streets that were already recommended for the humps, certain of the busier streets?
Actually, that was the next thing that I was going to bring up with you guys.
Oh, okay.
I actually pulled up a Google map of North College Hill, which I think is completely inaccurate. So I'm going to, I don't think that that's accurate, because I think that North College Hill actually goes to the end of Clover Nook, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. It doesn't?
No,
Okay.
it's just beyond Cross County. We end. And then
Okay,
then
so
Mount Healthy
does-
gets the end of it.
So it does go to Compton though, right?
North College Hills version?
Yeah.
No, no,
No,
ma'am.
okay. All right, well, that makes sense then, because I was like, wait, is Google Maps wrong? Because that looks wrong. But there seemed to be a missing street on there, because I know there's a street that goes off of Clover Nut. I didn't see in the Google map. I don't know what street that is. I'll have to drive down there and look at the name of it. But there's a street that goes off of Clover Nut that I'm pretty sure is still North College Hill.
Prospect.
Is it what?
Prospect
I'm
is
not sure.
the last street, and it only goes to the right as you're going towards Compton.
That was my question. We do North College Hill, it encompasses a few streets north of Kroger, north of Cross County? Is there
No.
part?
I don't
No.
think so. I think that's all Mount Healthy.
Okay, so once it goes over Cross County, no more North College Hill. Okay.
That's
Right.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
okay. So Mary Jo, I'm talking about like right next to the where the nursing home is. There's a street right there. That goes off
On
to
the
the
right
left.
side, on the same side as the
It's on the
nursing
same
home.
side. Yeah, it's the same side as the nursing home. And it's not on this Google map for some reason.
Okay.
So you know where Ashmore is?
Yes.
Like Ashmore Court, it's got the
Yep.
new houses right there.
Yep.
And then the very next street on the left. I just don't know the name of it.
I didn't think there were any. I thought it was only the nursing home back there. I
There's
didn't
a
know there was
street
another street.
Yeah, there's a street over there. I'm gonna go look
Okay.
at it. I
Yeah.
might actually have to get in my car and go drive down there because now it's bothering me. Okay,
Sorry, I don't
it's okay.
know
Um,
that. Yeah, the Prospect that I was referring to is on the opposite side. The opposite side of the nursing home.
Yeah, I know where that is. That's further down.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. The type. Now, I was looking at this, and it talks about getting a buy-in from the citizens, like getting them to help pay for a portion of it, but also that we don't have to do that. And then I was wondering, I mean, this doesn't seem that complicated. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem that complicated. Is this something that our public works or our street department can do?
Oh.
I mean, again, I don't know. It just doesn't look.
I don't know.
It seems like from the ones that I drive over in city of Cincinnati, it seems something like a professional company or concrete or blacktop company. I'm just guessing, but from what I see, the one that I drive down, I think it takes a professional company. That's what it seems like.
We have professionals that work for us because we pay them a lot of money.
We have
And they do blacktop patching.
road
Pay
contract.
them a whole lot of money. I mean, you should look at that. We pay them a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, we got people currently upgrading our streets.
Yeah, that's
That's a
different.
private company. Oh, okay.
Eric, I'm not sure. That's a really good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Well, let's find out.
We should
It seems like something that a road could, I mean, from the ones I ride on are double 2 streets wide. It seems like something that a professional road crew does, but that's just my opinion. Yeah.
And I'm going to say that we pay the people who work for us quite a bit of money, and I would imagine that they need to have some kind of credentials to make that much money. I hope. It's a lot. I mean,
Which department are you referring to?
wasn't one of them making like $80,000 a year or something like that? Am I making?
Which department, please?
The highways.
Highway, okay.
Ms. Orb, you know what I'm talking about.
No, sorry, I got distracted. Ask me again.
Isn't there somebody who in there who makes 60, 70, or $80,000 a year?
In
Like,
Public Works?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, listen.
We-
I pay attention.
What is, what I'm trying to say, what is the extent, how much skilled, paving have they done? Maybe how much pour, or, I mean, they repair potholes? What else type of blacktop work do they do?
I'm not sure. I guess we would have to ask if this is something that they could do or not. I just don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, from the city, it looks professional, but, yeah, okay.
All right, what's next?
The names of the streets that you guys think that would be good for speed humps, possibly. And I would just like to go on the record to say that I think Clover Nook would be okay to put speed humps. There are no lane lines on it at all. And I know it's a cut through, but maybe that's why we should have them on there, because it's a cut through. And people act like that stop sign doesn't exist at the end of my street. It's very frustrating. And
Right.
also Clover Knoll, because the traffic light went out there last weekend. And I gotta say, people fly past that street, they fly off that street. And it just doesn't seem like, I mean, it's residential. You shouldn't be coming off that street that fast.
Then I say Laboido and Bising. Find a place to stick some.
I'm so
But
sorry.
I thought we were
People-
coming up with a list of streets that we would prohibit speed humps, not
Oh, not that
we
we
want
want them
them.
on. Okay. That might be
Well,
easier.
hang on.
Okay.
So let me back up. Did you say that that we're going to fund this through the city, or we still want resident funding?
I just said that we could do either. When I read the entire packet, which I hadn't really done very carefully before, we can do, there's several different ways we can approach funding. We can do like the city pays for part, the community, the citizens pay for part, or the city could just fund it all. That's actually what led me to ask if our public works, if the individuals who work in our public works department have the skill set to create these speed humps. So that's why I asked that question.
So, just my opinion. I like the idea of the citizen involvement, so
Okay.
that it doesn't just look like the city's coming down like the bad guy on you.
Okay.
And that there's some buy-in, that everyone in the close proximity to that speed hump also thinks that, yeah, it's an issue and we want to solve it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that buy-in is important. Not and then there's the put your money where your mouth is part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it would depend on, and I can tell you that I have not read this proposal verbatim also, so yes, I'm guilty of not doing my job.
It's okay. It's a lot. It is.
But-
And because I've, and so there's, one of the things that we could do is we can reach out to like one person on each street, or reach out to citizens and say, okay, we're considering this program. And then they would have to get a certain number of signatures of the people on their street. And as long as they got a certain percentage of signatures from the people on their street, then, we would just go ahead with the speed humps on those streets based on that. Does that sound like something you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what does that look like? Do we post a notice saying, hey, if you want speed humps on your street, come to a meeting, another meeting? What is?
No,
what is that?
Isn't there a form?
I didn't
Was
see
there a
one.
form somewhere in here?
It says that there's a form, but I didn't see a form.
Yeah, because I would rather them submit a form. And then is there some type of
We can certainly find a form.
review committee or anything, or is it just if you get the people, then you get it?
Well, again, the proposal it discusses several different several different approaches that we can take. So I think that that's something that we would have to come up with, like how we want to address this issue, and then that's kind of the approach that we should take.
Yeah, I don't see a form, and I thought there was.
Well, there's a page that says that there is a form, but there's no form.
Gotcha.
You know what? It does say that construction of speed humps will be administered by North College Hill Public Works. Number 6. Whatever.
Yeah, I just don't know whether they have the ability to do it or not.
Okay.
I would imagine that if Public Works can do that, that they can, it would be less expensive for us if, than hiring out a separate company. So that's why I was just kind of trying to figure out the cost. Okay, so it sounds like everybody thinks that citizen buy-in is a good idea.
Yes.
That we need some kind of a form for a petition for the citizens to get signatures, and then we need to figure out some kind of way for citizens to pay for a percentage of it. And also, is this something that Public Works can take care of, or do we need to get a separate company to do this?
Right.
Okay, so I think we just need to find a form for the petition and to get the signatures. How do we want to communicate this to people? I've received a couple of emails about it, so I know there's a couple of people who are interested. Is anybody else have any ideas about how we can let people know that?
I would venture a guess to say this is something that we could approach the Center for the Blind and see if they would put it on their front sign.
Yeah.
The school might even put it on their front sign.
Because, yeah, the school.
Yeah, they might both be willing to do that since it's a walking community.
Yeah.
We could obviously put it on all our social media. I'm sorry, Beth, what?
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, we do have a couple of, I can't remember the name of them, social media for Facebook groups for North College Hill.
Block Watch and what's the other one?
Block Watch.
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 of them. And then there's next
Police?
door.
The police have a Facebook account also.
Yeah.
I think Block Watch. Okay, Block Watch.
So social media, the Center for the Blind has a sign, North College Hill has a digital sign. Okay. So do we want to have a meeting about it, or do we want to, what is our next step?
Oh,
I guess, how quickly do you want to do this? Do you want to wait till our next meeting and create the form? We'll need to know back from Public Works whether they have the skill set or not, because I think that's going to be a difference in the funding,
Okay.
whether they can do it or whether we're hiring a contractor.
Okay.
If you want to wait till our next meeting, we can, or are we in more of a hurry than that?
I don't think that we're in a hurry. I think that if we get started on it right now, because I don't think that this is something that can be done in the winter time. I think if we get started on it right now, kind of get the ball rolling a little bit, figure out just how to get it started, and then just kind of push the ball down the road a little bit. I think that by the time it gets warm outside, we would be ready to go. That's what my hope
I
is.
didn't even think about that we probably don't put down blacktop in certain temperatures. So
Yeah.
You're probably right. Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
It has to be around, I think, about 45 to 50 degrees. I had my driveway repaired a couple years ago, and they waited until, I think it was April, I think. There is a certain temperature.
Okay.
Tom's drive-through just got re-blacktop today.
Good. It needed it.
It was like 48 degrees today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that if we just get this ball rolling, because it's just one of those things that was just kind of floating out there. We started it, but never really finished it. And I really do think it's a good idea as for some of our streets. Just, people just fly through here willy-nilly. And I don't like that. We are a walking community, have all these kids walking to school. And, even the little ones I see walking to school, it just, and I'm really happy they're fixing Galbraith, because there's a spot where there's like a huge puddle when it rains. And I've driven through there and splashed somebody before. It's just,
Right there by that apartment complex
Yeah.
across from between Burger King and
yeah.
Frisch's. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Oh my God.
After, I'm not bad, but when you're going west from Daly, by the time you get in front of the Methodist church at the street becomes so freaking wavy that it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never encountered any. I'm like, what is going on with the street? It's like wavy,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, what happened with the paving of this road?
I don't know, but I think that's one of the things they're going to fix. I hope.
Yeah.
Well, and there's going to be good and bad to that, right? Because right now we have kind of like built-in speed bumps, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Because you got
Definitely.
You got to slow down to get over it.
Yeah, and then when it's smooth sailing, I mean, we're already talking about people speeding on Galbraith, and then we make it a smooth surface, and all bets are off, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's good and bad to it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so I've got some next steps. Contact Public Works about to see whether they can do the work, create the form and the petition, and create maybe a timeline. And then do we want to exclude certain streets from this now?
We can. I think there was some streets that were already discussed at our last meeting.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
like-
know if I agree with all of those though.
Well, I'm not sure about Simpson. I
Are there houses? I just don't know. I don't travel down Simpson enough. Are there houses on Simpson?
yes.
There are a lot of
Yes.
kids who walk around here. I know that in this packet, it says that if there's 2 lanes or more than 2 lanes, then they don't recommend it.
And there's 3 lanes because there's
Yeah,
a
there's
center
a-
turn lane.
Yeah.
Center turn lane on Simpson. Yeah.
Okay, so probably Simpson wouldn't be a good one. Because of the.
I was wondering about Betts because when I'm on Goodman or any other street, the weird thing about some parts of Betts in Savannah is you really don't know where there's stop signs at. So you're trying to peek around cars to cross over Betts in some parts of Savannah. It's like there's lots of cars there, and if you don't have this, if you have the stop sign but they don't, and it seems a little kind of dangerous sometimes,
Okay.
especially Betts. Yeah.
What about, I know this is not really speed humps, but what about, there's different kinds of stop signs that I've seen. Like there are some that have flashing lights on them and reflectors on them. Some that I know some I've seen some where there's actually 2 stop, like a stop and then a stop right above it. Like they have 2 right there to make them stand out.
So Erica, at one point, gosh, I am really wrecking my memory and it's failing. I sat in a van doing a tour with an ODOT guy and the chief of police and the city administrator and the mayor. And this was a previous entity. But we talked about something called safe walking paths, safe routes. Like safe walking routes for schools or something like that. But I think you might want to get in touch with Chief Schramm because I think he was working on that because part of that is the illuminated stop signs.
Okay.
And I want to say it was a grant.
I know what you're talking about.
You do?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about it, but I don't know what it's called.
Yes, I do remember that because I actually met with Chief Schramm when it's called Safe Routes to Schools.
There you
Look.
go. I don't know where that ever landed. I feel like it
Safe
may
Routes
have.
to Schools.
I feel like it may have died off.
Okay, well, and I thought that there was something. I thought there was somebody working on something about that. I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll put that under next steps. Okay.
You seem like I was saying, sometimes when you're crossing Savannah or Betts, it seems like in some places there should be 4-way stop signs because the way the cars are parked, sometimes it's before you get ready to cross, you can't really tell if a car is coming. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So, Lurie, I have 2 things to add to that. Maybe we can do a couple. So, first of all, if there's a stop sign, I'm pretty sure there's that cat. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to park within 30 feet of a stop sign.
That's what's going on.
So maybe we get our police officers to enforce that a little bit more. Erica's being attacked. So Erica, maybe you go to follow up on that? Like the 30, parking within 30 feet of it. I want to say it's 30, it might be 15, it might be 20. But I know there is a restriction that you're not allowed to park a certain distance from a stop sign. And then the second point is, oh gosh, here's some old business. At one point we were supposed to put street signs in because a lot of our streets do not have the street signs up.
Huh,
But
okay.
along with that, maybe we start putting a little sign underneath the stop sign that says 2-way versus 4-way. So you know if it's a 2-way stop or a 4-way stop.
Right. Oh, yes. Okay.
I had mentioned it.
Especially along Betts and Savannah, like you said, because I agree. I live in that same area. And I see that all the time.
Over 2 years ago, Sterling was missing its street sign. I think off of Savannah, I think, when you're on Savannah. I mentioned that at a council meeting, so.
Yeah, I thought Marty Cole was working on that.
They probably did. I'll have to drive by there again.
I don't know about that one in particular, but I know there's still a lot missing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry, I threw a little old business in there for you.
That's okay. That it's kind of all related. It's, you know, it's kind of.
Can you go see what he wants?
It's, yeah, when you're at home and you have kids or animals, it's like you're not even in a meeting. They're like, you're just sitting there talking to your computer, but I'm going to talk to you anyway. Okay. So, all right. So I have some next steps and I'll follow up on all of that. And when I get that information, I think I'll do the same thing. I will send you all an email with that information with big bold letters. Do not reply.
Not respond.
Like, do not respond. And if anybody responds, I'll respond against it. Do not respond. Do not respond.
So let me clarify that. I'm allowed to reply to you. I'm not allowed to reply to all.
Gotcha.
And again, if we did have those surface things, all of that would be included. So anybody who wanted to read it could. I guess I would be, if somebody did a public records request of my email now. I mean, my North College Hill email is no big deal because that's all that's there. But all of my emails are linked together because I can link it through my Yahoo mail. So that would be interesting, I guess. I don't know. So that's another thought back to the other issue. Okay. So I've got some next steps, things to research. I will do that while I'm stuck in the house after 10. Yeah.
It's not like you have a big nightlife anyhow. Don't
I know, but
even act like it.
I know that, but I'm just saying. But you know, when somebody says don't leave after 10, guess what? Then I have all kinds of places that I want to go after 10. It's just because somebody told me I'm not allowed to. Huh?
They're all closed. You can't go anywhere.
I'm just saying.
White Castle is still open. I gotta go grab a cheeseburger.
I don't know. I gotta tell you, I was just like, I was just itching. I gotta go get gas in my car right now. It's gotta be right now. It's gotta be right now. And it was just because somebody told me I'm not allowed to leave my house after 10. And I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one who's admitting it. That's all. And you're right. Everybody's COVID crazy, so all the businesses closed before 10. You're right. Okay, so it looks like we've kind of fleshed this out. We have some next steps. Does anybody else have some other suggestions? So No?
No, I'm good.
I know
For
that you
now.
guys really enjoyed spending the last 1 hour and 50 minutes with me.
Yeah, I have a headache. It's not your fault.
With your permission, if there's, oh, is there any other new business? Any other old business that is on our agenda? Mary Jo kind
How long have you had the cat in your house? Is that fairly new?
Yes, yesterday.
Oh, so the cat's checking you out and investigating you. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes, he just arrived yesterday. And he's
Okay.
3 months old. He's this big, and my dog is this big. So my dog, at first, I couldn't let him anywhere near him because I think he wanted to eat him. But now he just wants to play with him. But I'm like, you're too big. So he keeps chasing him. The cat keeps running. The cat doesn't realize the dog's just trying to play. So it's just like so much fun. Fun.
Gotcha. Thank you. I'm just curious.
Okay. Do you guys have any more new business, old business? Okay, well then with your permission, we will adjourn this meeting.
Adjourn.
And I will be in
All right.
touch tomorrow about our special meeting.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good
Okay.
evening.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
too.
everyone.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good
Happy